Now if you have one of these, you definitely need one of these. Hi, what's up? This is Anthony. Welcome to Everything Practical. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way to stop wasting whatever liquid you're putting into your HIP flask with this very simple funnel. Now did you know that HIP flasks or flasks have been around since 5000 BC? That means for 7,000 years, people have been spilling liquid when trying to fill up their flask. Thanks to modern manufacturing and a couple brains that went into some development, they've come up with a flask filler called a funnel. This little funnel helps you fill your flask and not spill anything. As you've noticed, the top of a flask has a very small hole, and this funnel will give you a larger area to pour your liquid into your flask. Now, as I'm sure you've noticed before, trying to pour something into this tiny little hole is pretty difficult, and you'll typically end up with something like this. Boo! Now with this funnel, you see that you have a much larger area to pour into rather than just into the top of the flask. So you need this funnel, just sit it right on top, take whatever desired liquid you would like to pour into your flask. Now as you pour slowly, you can see that this fills up a little fast. Now, a trick that you need to use while you're pouring is to actually lift the funnel up off of the top of your flask so that there's a little space for the air to escape. This will allow you to pour much faster into your flask and continuously. So you can see I'm pouring in at a decent rate. Oops, I've already overfilled my flask, but that's all right. I needed to clean it anyway. So put this back on the counter, take our funnel, plop it back on. Let me show you this again. So if you pour too fast with the funnel on, you're gonna run over the top like so. And you can see there's still some water on top here. If I just lift this up, it is able to easily go into the flask. Keep the funnel a little bit off the top of the flask so the air has a spot to escape, and then fill up your flask. And that's it. Very straightforward. A must-needed accessory for your HIP flask. So a couple tips and tricks when you are filling up your flask with this funnel is when you have your funnel on top, be sure you hold the funnel a little bit off the top of your flask so that the liquid is able to vent and pour very quickly and easily into the flask. Second, to be sure you don't overfill your flask, check out the amount of liquid that you can actually fill into your flask. Measure it first into a separate container, and then with the funnel, pour that into your flasks to be sure that you don't overfill your flask. Or you can always use the conventional method of guess and check and hope you don't overfill your flask. So what don't I like about this little funnel? Nothing. There's nothing. You have to get one. If you have a HIP flask, you absolutely need this funnel. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Of course, if you would like to purchase a funnel, I'll be leaving a link in the description below. If you yourself don't need one, be sure you buy one for any one of your friends or family that do have a flask that need a funnel. These funnels typically come in either aluminum or stainless steel. Either one is a decent material, so whichever one you find for a cheaper price is the one you should go for. Be sure to let me know in the comments below how many times you've spilled something trying to fill up your flask and how useful and practical this is now going to be for you. Hit the like button if you enjoyed and found this video useful. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more practical reviews like this one. And as always, stay practical, and I'll see you in the next one.